What if you give AI control over this cubic worm and let it learn how to crawl for 24 hours? Well, watch until the end to see what happens. Now I will tell you a little bit about how the training will go. We have a room. In the middle of this room will spawn a worm. Then, in a random place will spawn a target to which the worm must crawl. And since our worm is an AI, instead of a brain, it has a neural network with only 256 neurons, which is a bit more than this creature called tardigrade. In order for the AI to understand what's going on, it will be fed with the location of the target as well as information about its body parts. And as output, it will give the angle of rotation of each body part and the force of this rotation. And since we are using reinforcement learning, in particular the PPO algorithm, we need to design a reward and punishment system for the worm. Let's say every moment we punish the worm just for existing. This should motivate the worm to reach the target in the minimum amount of time. And we will also give rewards for moving towards the target and looking at the target. Great, now let's see what the worm can do at the beginning without training. Yeah, I wasn't expecting much more than that. Just random movements with no hope of achieving the target. Well, let's run the training for 24 hours and see what the worm learns. Alright, it's been 24 hours of training time, and now the most interesting part is whether the AI has learned something. As we can see, the worm now realizes where the target is and tries to move towards it. But something is wrong. He's pointing straight at the target, but just cannot find a way to move efficiently while he's looking at it. Maybe the problem is his body, which is made up of cubes and doesn't allow him to do that. And in general, his movements are kind of shaky, like he's having a seizure or something like that. And at this point, I decided to leave him to train for another 24 hours, but with some minor changes. I turned on the damping for his body parts because he was so shaky. Although I definitely remember doing it before the training, but whatever. And I also increased the achievement reward a bit, and I also increased the existence penalty. And now another 24 hours of training. Well, let's see what you've learned in another 24 hours. Now, I definitely like the way it works, because he's moving as fast as possible towards the target. But the movements are not quite natural for the worm from real life, but I guess for the worm that escaped from Minecraft, this is not so bad. So these are the results, and if you want to see more videos like that, then hit the like button, subscribe, and see you.